I think we're
Okay.
also expecting Kathy as well. Is that right, Ashley?
She just popped in the waiting room, so she should be coming in just a second.
Great.
There she is. Amazing. All right, everyone. So this is session one of the cohort training dry run. So in this session, we're going to be doing a kind of a high-level intro to Totara Learn, talking about that new Totara functionality that you are gaining. We'll be talking about the crosswalk and the amazing glossary that Erin and Tammy have been putting together and how you can utilize some of that supporting documentation. And I'm sure things have shifted and grown, and there's other items that we're talking about today, but that's just kind of at that high level of what we'll be looking at. So for the next hour and a half. So I will go ahead and pause there and see if there's any questions before I pass it over to Tammy. Are we good to go ahead and get started then, Peter, and dive right in?
Yes, please.
Amazing. Thanks for the thumbs up, Ashley. I love it. All right, Tammy, we'll pass it to you.
Okay. First off, I put my camera off only because in my previous meeting, my headset stopped, and I wonder if it's internet and video. So we'll see how this goes. If it is a problem, Erin and Sarah will let me know, or you guys. I'll unplug and we can do it without the headset too. I just wanted to take a moment and celebrate a little bit. I'm really excited that we're at this point. I'm excited that we're getting closer to the actual cohort, really looking forward to your feedback, really looking forward to getting you trained to see how this can all look. You are going to be playing two roles today because you're not really like a regular cohort. So in one respect, you'll be seeing everything that the cohort people will be seeing. In the other respect, there are some places where we built in time for discussion as a leadership team where we really need input. And so sometimes we'll be working as leaders and co-designing some questions. And sometimes, this is how Totara works and what we have prepared. Okay, so you get to toggle back and forth where a real cohort would not be giving this leadership input. Okay, so that's one thing. What else did I want to say? Erin's going to drive and I'm going to talk. You can be on the staging site and doing it with us if you want, or if you just want to look at it. Who is recording, Sarah? Or is it all?
We are already recording. And did we lose you, Tammy?
Yeah, okay. Did anybody hear anything I said?
Yes, we heard everything up to it cut out as you were saying the word recording. So it was perfect.
Is it being recorded? Do we have it recorded?
Yes, ma'am, I am recording.
Okay, then Erin, why don't you share your screen? And we are at the staging site right now. So if you are a person that learns by doing and you want to do it with us, go for it. And we're going to the My Learning, and we're just going to stay there for a minute. And I was trying to model in my, and again, I'm going to talk to you like leaders a lot and give feedback. So put things in the chat or interrupt me and give me your feedback. We wanted to model one design of how this ecosystem could work in the course itself of this blended learning. So I made a dashboard. And so when I went over Peter's video, a lot of the courses at the post level seem to be using like a mega course on the front end. And you certainly don't have to use my design architecture at all. It's just a different way you could do it with Totara tools. You could also re-architect it over time and use it the way it is now. So don't panic and think, oh, I have to redo all it the way she did. You certainly don't. This is more like to inspire you and show you how Totara tools could be. So what we're looking at there before we click on it, Erin, is in Totara, there's called a dashboard block. And people can be part of more than one dashboard, and we're going to get into this in session 3. And so you all are in an audience, which we'll be getting in, that allows you permission to the course manager's cohort dashboard. And maybe we'll call it something different. That's also something we need feedback on. But that's what I came up with. And the way the dashboard block works is it dynamically adds any dashboards that you have permissions to see. So a regular person on the site would not have access to this, just this audience sees it. And normally, if I were to start this training, I would just tell them to click there and we'll get into the architecture of how it was done later. But I know that you guys are very curious and you're very active learners and you want to know how it's all going. So that's what I did. So now, Erin, we're ready to click on Course Manager's dashboard. And it should look sort of familiar to how a post meta course might look. And that's what I was going for. So what happened here is I used some things from our template early on that might change kind of that look. But I also was highly influenced by the post video that Peter shared, and I was kind of going for that. And I hooked all of these into courses in a program. And when we get to programs, we'll really go under the hood for programs and see not only how I did this, but how a program works. Instead of linking directly, well, it is direct to courses in the program, but there's more functionality when you're part of a program. And you might have noticed today, right before the meeting, Erin and I assigned the audience to the dashboards, to the audience, to the engage group that you're going to be part of that I'll talk about in a minute. So we added the audience to everything you're going to have access to. And you might have gotten an email, and we intentionally left that on, that said, hey, you've been added to this program. And we just kind of did that because that comes with programs, and we thought you might like to kind of see the experience. You could have turned that off too. So you might have seen an email. In fact, if you could even put in the chat if you found that, if email is even on the staging site. If it is not, or your spam blocked it, Erin, if you want to go to the top where the notifications by the bell are, a little bit to the right, yeah. Also, see any emails that should have gone out, if emails even set up on this site, also we left as a notification. So if it's turned off and you didn't see it, you can see the notification. And Erin, do you want to put view full notification? This is what the email would have look like. We didn't spend a lot of time crafting it, but you can set, and we'll get into the notification center, how you want that email to work, what information you want mail merged. We kind of left it at the default. So anyway, okay, so you guys didn't get the email. It could be
Tammy, can I speak to that? So by design, email notifications are not enabled in our staging environment. That's just because we don't want,
yeah,
I'll say, accidental notifications
Yes.
going out. We've said we've had too many lessons learned on notifications going out when they're unplanned or not supposed to. So if the team is not receiving an email notification in staging, not to worry. That's again by design. But again, you can refer to the area that you're seeing in the screen share now to see, I'll say, like copies of what that email notification would look like.
Melanie. And I was going to say the same. In our staging, we always turn it off too. So
Perfect.
okay, thanks for yeah, telling us that. That's great. That was helpful. So then back to that dashboard. Another thing I'll say, I'm very excited that we're at this point of the dry run. But another exciting thing, as you probably saw, is eClass got acquired by Totara, and we started Thursday. So in complete transparency, we're ready for today for introduction, but we are building the plane as we fly for the other ones. So we'll have them done just in time before we do your dry run. So you are welcome to do the Take Me There. You'll see that they are blank core shells pretty much right now, but we are building as fast as we can. They will be ready when we present. You'll get to see our progress in real time as we do it. But if you're thinking there's nothing here for seminars, you are absolutely correct. We are onboarding as fast as we can with Totara and working to get everything ready for you. If you scroll down a little bit farther, we use the featured links block to go some things that you might commonly use. And you might give us feedback as we go through this of things to add. So the first two are things that are in a course, okay? And we'll go there in a second. The last two are engage groups. And so we're gonna be talking about that in the last session about how the group might consider a resource library and engage. And again, that might be something you do over time. We don't want to stress anybody out and think that they have to do it right this second. I heard Melanie talk that Ashley had some SOP documents and we got an email of one. So I uploaded it to the Engage group. Maybe that's not in the end the best place for it to live, but I thought it would be fun for us to try Engage and see what we think about it. And if that's something you want to use. I can see from the video that Peter showed, there might be some good uses for it. So that's what that is at the bottom. Feel free to click around. Feel free to add resources because that is what Engage is for. It's for a collaborative group to build out and help one another. And you could also change permissions where that's only certain people can do it. But I left it wide open so all of you can try it. And that will be one of our sessions to take a deeper dive into Engage. But that video again, Peter, was so helpful in seeing how you do things, how your learning ecosystem works. And then I could kind of marry with some Totara tools that might be helpful. Okay, so now we can scroll up to the top. And I think if this were a real cohort, I wouldn't go through all that background. We would just start. But I'm talking to you as co-designers as we go too. So it kind of how it's built. And maybe this isn't the way that we do it with the real cohort. Maybe there's a different way. But I just want to get all my thinking out there, how it was designed, so you kind of know. Okay, so then if it were a real cohort, we would click on the first icon, which is very similar to how a lot of your posts work. And we're going to go to introduction. And that's probably, I would want to get a real team going faster. Okay, so we have some activities in here. And the first one, and of course, in the dry run, I know you're very busy, so you don't have to do these, but it would be fun if you do have time. If you want to click on introduce yourself, Erin, we really want the cohorts to be like a community of practice. And part of the community is for you to get to know us and us to get to know you. So if you want to, we'd love to know more about you as individuals. And if you want to put an intro, we did. We're kind of co-learners in all of this. So it'd be great to get to know more about you as a person. So if you want to do that, you can do it now or another time is fine. So we can go back if we want to, but we put an intro in there.